Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's MegaLakeBodom here. And for those of you who don't know, a couple of us from the team went up to the Montreal KMC this weekend. We didn't do too great. I think the event yielded like 26 people. We were actually kind of surprised at what we saw there, what the meta was. It was kind of different. So we were kind of unprepared for that. But we had a good time. We saw the guys from Toronto that we met a couple weeks ago. At the Toronto KMC, they're all really great guys. I think a couple of them even topped again, so they're doing really well. Met the Kaijito channel, that was kind of cool. The fiance actually beat the Kaijito channel with her red-green deck, that was kind of cool. But yeah, none of us did too great, but it was a great day. We drove 8 straight hours to get there, 3 hours before the thing. I felt like a bag of shit being up there. Maybe that contributed to my performance, but that's neither here nor there. It was still a good time. Montreal's a crazy place to be. It was my second time being in Montreal, and it's definitely a different part of Canada for sure. But the best part of going up there was the meta, because what the meta was extremely corrupted heavy, and we really hadn't tested for that. I ran light water nature mega bugs, and it just wasn't ready for that kind of meta. So when I got back, before the Kaijito channel, I posted, what topped. And Corrupted didn't end up topping in Montreal. I just leaved up a quick sort of a Corrupted combo list that I'm going to go through here in a minute. And it's actually kind of cool. It's got a couple different engines, a couple different techs. The numbers are all kind of wonky because there's so many multi-sibs and it's a 4-sib deck. But it runs kind of nicely once you can get it there. And it's kind of cool. So the curve out starts off with 3 Aqua Tricksters. That's your essential 2-drop for Corrupted. Right there. We'll start over here. There's Corrupted. Then it runs into, of course, the 3 Bronze Arm Tribe. So you have to have those 3 Bronze Arm Tribe with the Aqua Trickster, so that if the Aqua Trickster were to be killed, or any of the other creatures, they'd be put to mana. So that gives you some efficient mana charging there. Blitz Commando. This guy is quite the house, actually. He gives all your dudes fast attack, so that's pretty good because there's a lot of Corrupted in the deck. He's definitely viable. You're kind of splashing that 4th color red for this guy, and for good reason, because there's a lot of cool combos in this deck that if you give your dudes fast attack, you're swinging for lethal quite a few times. Let's see if we can angle that a little bit better. So then you get your 4 drops, and 4 drops is where you really start to go off. And of course you have 3 Seneschal Jotun's Lieutenant. He lets you draw a card every time a corrupted creature attacks. So really helps you to get your hand presence, and that's what you really want. So this guy just complete card advantage there. Along with the other 4 drop, which is Bad Apple. I think the list that topped only played 2. I've got 3 in here for now. I'm going to test 2 maybe at some point. But Bad Apple, you really need to have Bad Apple or Seneschal on the field and just start swinging with your dudes. At that point, you don't even really care if you're losing one or 2 of your dudes. Hopefully you've got Bronze Arm Renegade on the field, so they're going to mana anyway. But this guy, Bad Apple and Seneschal, really create that card advantage that this deck really goes off on, and that's what you really kind of want. And then this dude, I've got him at a 3 of right now. I don't even think the list that topped played this guy, the Octobot Infiltrator, but this guy creates so much card advantage late game. Once you start dropping dudes, it's crazy. It's the amount of advantage you get off of this guy. So with that guy, the best guy you're gonna see is the Big Daddy of the Corrupted, and that's the Warbringer Poseidon. Now this engine right here, Octobot and Warbringer, is crazy, because you go turn 6 Octobot, you draw a card off that. Turn 7 Warbringer, draw a card off that. Drop Trickster or Bronze Arm for free, draw a card. And basically, I mean, you just cycle through your deck so quickly once you get to this kind of mana here. I mean, you're using the Apple and the Seneschal engine to get you to this level, and then once you're at this level, you're just comboing off, and you're doing crazy amounts of things. I mean, when your creatures attack, they get crazy bonuses, like they get mana and they draw cards, and Blitz Commando gives them all fast attack. But this engine right here is what makes this combo deck go off. The Octobot and the Warbringer. Like I said, once you're in that kind of mana range, it's really quite good. Jimmy, the guy from the team, actually played a similar deck list to this. A couple different choices. Didn't do too great that day because we were really unprepared for the meta. He was also up for like 36 hours straight that day, so he has every reason to kind of not do well. But he was the guy who says, you know, Octobot and Warbringer are really fucking good, eh? And I said, oh, well, I don't, sure. So I actually tested with him a couple games before KMC started, and I played this. I played his version of this deck. It was actually kind of cool, comboing off with Octobot and Warbringer, and just getting so much advantage from those dudes. So that engine's just absolutely crazy. And then just to round off all the corrupteds, I've got 2 Vicious Squalache Scourge. I'm pretty sure I might want to go to 3, but I don't really. Right now it's 40 cards. I don't really want to take it past 40 cards, but something I can consider. But Vicious Squalache Scourge, really good. I love the original Squalache Scourge, so this guy is also very cool. A lot of bait in this deck for him, and he just gives all your dudes unblockable Slayer. So that seems pretty darn good. So Vicious Squalache Scourge, of course, the only evolution I run in the deck, and he'll get you there most of the time. Fast attack by himself when he evolves, so that's pretty good. So there's the decent kind of corrupted. That's the corrupted package there. A lot of cool cards. Like I said, I'm really sort of liking this deck right now. I played a couple games yesterday just to test with the fiance, and she goes, well, that deck seems really complicated. And I said, yeah, you want to play it? And she played it, and she's like, no, I don't want to play it. So next, just some creatures that aren't corrupted that are in the deck. They kind of either fix the curve a bit, or they're just in there for LOL, I guess. I mean, I run 2 Scared Orbital Gloom Hollows. It's the only blocker in the deck. I know the one at top ran 3 of them for good reason. They're pretty good cards, and they're evil bait for Vicious Squalache Scourge. So, 2 Scared Orbals, and then there's 2 Tricky Turnips. Tricky Turnip, of course, with Bad Apple. That's the main combo that you want. It's also a mono green source, which sort of helps because I've got 6 green sources up there that are going to come into play and come into the mana zone tapped. So, 2 Tricky Turnips, and 1 Heal Flame the Assaulter. I noticed that the deck at top actually used this guy. I think Jimmy ran 2. I didn't find any room to play more than just 1, and he kind of mana fixes more than anything. So he's kind of good. He's another fast attacker. I've used him actually more of a removal spell than anything. He's been quoted to be the red Bone Blades, and I see it for sure. This helps me actually get over. This helps me get over Major AO. So. Can't go wrong with trying to get rid of Major AO. So then I've just got a small removal package, 2 Bone Blades. I mean, it's 2 Bone Blades is kind of the standard amount of Bone Blades you're playing nowadays because of the Seneschal, because of Keeper and Scamp and Turnip. 2 Bone Blades seems pretty efficient at this point in time. 3 Terror Pit, of course, the Mac Daddy of removal. You got to have Terror Pit if you're going to run black in there. So Terror Pit. And then I got some red removal. This is of course against the Rush matchup, which the Drill Storms. They seem to be pretty good. They're also mana fixing. I didn't find any room for Tornado Flames in this deck because I opted to go Drill Storms because I figure because I have no blockers, my worst matchup is going to be against Rush, so I need to have something, a card that's going to help me against Rush. And I mean, I could have put Tendril Grasp in there and, you know, pseudo ramp myself at the same time, but I just don't think Tendril Grasp is worth a slot in this kind of deck. So Drill Storm is going to be my anti-rush package. And I just got 2 Sprouts. These are just some spells. I noticed that I did copy this from the list that topped. I put 2 Sprouts in there, and I mean, it's kind of cool having 8 turn 2s, which means, you know, if I'm not stuck on tapped mana, I can play a Sprout and bolster myself a little bit quicker, get to Warbringer and Octobot a little bit faster, get to my draw engines and ramp engines a little bit quicker. And then this card that really seemed to be quite the all-star, and I didn't think it was that great until I actually spoke with Jimmy before the match, and he said, you know, I'm running 2 of these in my deck, and I said, oh, and then actually the other corrupted guys were running 2 of these in their deck as well, and it's like, well, yeah, I can see why, it's quite viable. So Swift Regeneration, of course, it's 8-drop, choose any number of creatures in your mana zone with total level 7 or less. So that makes, I mean, all my creatures are our target. You can get back Bad Apple and Blitz Commando, Seneschal Blitz Commando, a bunch of little dudes, Octobot. You can get back Warbringer. Warbringer is probably your best target, getting Warbringer back, and then being able to play more dudes for free with Octobot on the field, drawing more cards. It's just, the deck just combos off really nicely. And this definitely facilitates the comboing. So I really like this, and of course, you know, you're going in for that Alpha Strike. You're probably at that point going to be strategically set up with the Blitz Commando over here. So with Blitz Commando, all your dudes can attack, and none of your creatures can be banished as long as they have 0 power. So barring into a Snake Trap or Suffocate, stuff that's going to give your creatures negative 2,000, you know, this seems really good. And you know, it's not out of the question to get to it, because you do have Bad Apple, you've got your Sprouts, you've got your Bronze Arm Renegades, so plenty of mana going around there. You've got plenty of card advantage with your draw cards. So yeah, this is kind of I'm dubbing it kind of like a water, fire, nature, dark, corrupted combo deck, because it's definitely an aggro deck, leaning more to sort of mid-range, but it's got the capability of really just slamming in there with these guys here. And once you get to your crazy engines over here, makes your creatures less, and you draw every time one of your creatures comes into the battle zone. Just seems really good. I've streamlined it. I don't even play root traps in here because I'm keeping it at 40. I mean, I guess I could kind of mess with the numbers a little bit. I could probably cut a Bad Apple, cut down a Warbringer Poseidon if I wanted to put into root traps. But this is what I'm testing right now. There's always room for improvement, of course. Kind of want a 3rd Scare Adorable just to make sure I have a three blockers in case I absolutely need them. But I think Drillstorm really facilitates the rush matchup, so I don't have a huge issue there. Yeah, this is kind of similar to the decks that we saw in KMC in Montreal this past weekend. Like I said, we were really unprepared for the corrupted meta. Every time I turned my head, I didn't play any corrupted, but every time I turned my head, I saw a fucking corrupted deck just going at it. And you know, Jimmy sits down, his first opponent, it's the mirror match, and he's like, well, I guess I'm done for the day. So, but we have a fair time. We'd probably do it again. I don't think we'd leave everything to the last minute. I think we'd probably go up the night before, stay over, not drive 8 freaking hours. And just be tired as shit playing the next day. But anyway, I had fun. You're face to face, really cool place. A lot of cards, a lot of singles. Good place, nice clean place. A lot of cool guys up there. There's actually a big vendor up there as well. Had fair prices. I picked up another Hive Queen and some Jurlons, and whoops, knocking everything over here. And the girlfriend, actually the fiance rather, got this My Little Pony mat that she just had to have up there, and we've never seen these anywhere else, so I had to get that for her. But yeah, had a good time. Played against a lot of fucking corrupted, as I'm sure you can see on the Kajito channel. Shout outs to everybody. I think Andre and Daniel from Toronto, those guys are really cool. They did really well up there. It was actually cool to see them up there. And yeah, had a great day. This is the deck. Take care, guys. Bye.